Well, hello there again. It's me, CJ. What I'm doing today is I'm planning to change the handlebars on the chopper, baby. Right, that's some call it cruiser, but what is a chopper? I'm not sure. Is there a specific thing? Do you need to have a V-twin for a chopper? Do you need to have a CC bar for a chopper? Do you need to have a small wheel at the back, big wheel at the front chopper? Or do you need a big ape hangers on the front? I don't know. Have I ever done something like this? No. But I have some sort of a DIY mechanical knowledge. So let me show you what I have. Got a bit of tools. Didn't bring the whole toolbox today, but I have 12-inch ape hangers to go in there. This particular video will be sort of step-by-step guide. When I say sort of, I mean I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do the video again. So what I'm about to do, Allen key, them two, you can see this moving, the whole thing. Then I'm gonna undo this bit by this screw, and there should be another one there. Yep, that screw, this comes off, this comes off, this comes off. I will not be touching this one because I have a new grips. This one you need to cut it off and undo. This one, there's the screws at the back, and then undo two bolts underneath that holds them two. So the right handle is free to go. So I wrapped it a little bit so it doesn't scratch anything. Still need to undo my the what's it called, dual lock phone holder, metal cable tied down here. Anyway, what I want to tell you is you can't take this off without taking this off. It's only one bolt, and you have to slide it off to then slide it back on to the new one. So you have to take this off. And as far as I know, there is a glue all the way through, because there's no way you're gonna take this off. So what I think I'll do is I'm gonna unbolt this, put it on the side, just in case things don't go right. Actually, I've got the new ones. If things don't go right, I'll put a new one on. That's what I do. So I'm going to cut this off, slide it, and we'll go to the next step. So obviously trying to protect valuable things like clocks, tank. Took this off, so two nuts, two bolts, and it's off. So they have naturally, there's a couple of things. There's a notch in there for this thing to go in. I haven't checked it yet, but it has like this hole in there. There's no notch. The hole is actually for the wires to go in. Also, what I wanted to say is, if you're planning to do the razors for your bars, the bolt's actually sticking out from it. The bolt is part of your bar. It's welded from manufacturer. Okay, so that's what it was. Hopefully that's what it's going to be. What I'm on, well, obviously much wider, maybe like an extra inch, maybe wider, maybe 2 inch wider. Anyway, what I want to say is the bend on the original bars compared to this bend I think, by the look of it, is more aggressive compared to that one. Is more slightly, so your wrist might be at a different angle, but we'll see how that's going to work out. Right, so to the next step, clean this up, get ready for this one. At this particular moment, I have to mention, at the moment, I will not be moving around from underneath the tank or rerouting my cables as yet. The only thing I might do is open this up a little bit and put it either on this side or this side of the shocks. So I will have a look around, but I'm not touching the tank. I'm not undoing the cables from that side. I'm gonna be running them around from this side, slightly different. That's all. Also, what I wanted to do is to mention that the bolts that came with my these pieces here, risers. So let me show you. This is the bolt. You can see it's slightly thicker than the original one. Trying to put it in. Nope. Nope. Not gonna go through. So the only way of dealing with that is either getting smaller or different risers, and whenever. But the problem with the risers is that it's not even the bolt, it's the thickness in here. This one is a 2-inch, this is 1.5. It's hard to find those with a skinnier bolts. The easiest way of dealing with this problem is slightly re-drilling that, making that slightly bigger. It is quite a solid thing. Let me put the light on. Oh, my battery's running low, so maybe I'll be able to make it lighter. This part here, I'm not sure if you can see it. This part here is quite thick, quite solid. So I believe, and I've seen for a fact, you can just drill this out a little bit and fit a proper bolts. So what a beautiful situation. First things first, I re-drilled that with a couple of the drill bits. First of all, I used 10, then 11, then 12, and I stopped on a 12. That was enough to do 2 millimeters, just about. I also took this plate off, which was holding all these wires right here, simply because the wires will be all over the place. I don't know yet. I can always put that plate back. You can just about see the bolts. I did not tighten them up yet. I put that on. I did not tighten them up. I just put one across, one across. At this particular moment, it's slightly forward, but I can adjust that using the Allen keys. I'll put this on. Everything fits fine. Trying to put this on. By the way, this is the new handles, grips. Sorry, not handles, grips. Trying to learn all the bike lingo. Right, terms, not lingo. Right, I can't put this on. I need to take this off, put this on first, and then put this back on, because this is easy. Just 2 bolts, bum bum, done. Redirecting, I slightly did. This was going around from inside somewhere. Slightly redirecting here. Nothing to do with taking the tank off, putting them around. Right, let me show you the next. So we have a problem. Little scratches in it, because this is a new grip. This is the old one. Let me see if I put the light. Right, see the difference? The two parts where the cable go too close, this one is apart. That little apart business and this, when it's too close, that means it stretches more. This one is apart, it means the cables sitting slightly more loose, even though this one is slightly thinner in there because it has a groove where the cable sits. So really and truly it's supposed to, in theory, be the same length around it. This one doesn't have a groove, it just sits on top of the plastic, but it sits so perfectly. Or maybe it's that bit there, I'm not sure. But what I'm trying to say is this one, I put it back on, it's fine, moves. You twist the throttle, let go, it goes back. This one, you twist the throttle, first of all it goes hard to twist and it does not go springing back. And I'm just thinking whether it's because there is no groove in there, or it's them two parts where the cables are too close to each other, I don't know. So at this particular moment I've done right side. I decided not to try to run the wires yet because I looked inside of it and it looks like let's call it complicated for now, but it's not really complicated. It's just at this particular moment I don't have time to go through all the details, and all I want to do is right now just put the bars on. I'm gonna mess around with the cables later, but what I did do, if you look this way, it's supposed to be this way, but it's sitting this way upwards, simply because if that is going to be on top, then I'm not going to have enough slack, enough cable to run it, because the bars are a bit high. So what I did is I put it underneath, sitting like this. By the way, as you can see, I used the original one for now until I get some other proper ones. So at this particular moment all this fits perfectly, as you can see. The mirrors will be adjusted later. This works perfectly fine, this works perfectly fine. This is plenty of space, plenty of movement. I'm still gonna move it left, right, full lock, but at this particular moment this is how it's gonna be until I get the kit that has much longer throttle cables that is gonna go closer and up and all together. When I'm gonna get all the new brake line, new longer throttle body cable and extended wiring, then everything is going to be nicely tidied up. Right, let's get to the left side, which is that. So ladies and gentlemen, I officially finished with this beautiful transformation of my 12-inch ape hanger bars. So let me just put it on the side. Right, let me tell you what I didn't do. First of all, I did not change the grips, simply because, as you can see, this one is fine, but the new ones, which was let me see, this one just didn't want to work. So I'm gonna have to put them for sale. They're beautiful little looking things. Well, it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. Now this side, before I move my hand, I'm gonna tell you, because I didn't put the new one on this side, I didn't put the new one on this side, but because I cut the flipping thing, what I did is the cut is underneath. For time being this is not moving completely. I also wrapped it so the cut is actually squashed and held by extra tape here. Right, so for now all my cables are outside. I moved it full lock to the left, to the right. Nothing is pinching, nothing is getting caught. It's perfectly moving around and it's good. Now the only concern I have, oh no, I don't have any concerns, it's good. Oh, by the way, yes, nearly forgot, there was, plus that rubber, this bracket was attached to the that part there, and it was holding the cable from this side, and the cable was held here with this little bracket. What I'm going to do is, when I get the new braided lines, I'm going to get it slightly longer, so I'm going to reuse this original part, put it back into this side here underneath, that's holding with that little 10 mil. So it's going to be back on this, which is like that, and it's going to go from the top straight in there. Don't want to scratch much for this. That is hanging my phone holder. Still need to put that probably in the middle. We'll do that in a minute. But the actual bars, perfect. So what can I tell you? Just done a bit of a ride with these bars. I'm just gonna park it up here for a bit. Right. So nothing is officially loose. Nothing is pinching. For the time being, nothing is. I can't hear nothing making noises and stuff like that. So at this particular moment, it's a good result. The only thing is, for me personally, is the cosmetics. That is black, the rest of it is chrome. I'm gonna wrap this black. That's gonna have to stay in here. Nothing else will change apart from the handlebars, sorry, the grips, the stock. I'm gonna try and find a specific one for a VN900. This ones are looking good and all that. I might actually move the bars forward a bit so it's like in line. At this particular moment I feel good, but more, I think it's just because it's a new toy for me. I'm excited about it, but I'm not sure if it's like, let's just say perfect fitment. Right, let me just sit on this. Yeah, I think it's going to be better if I just lean it back a little bit. So, because right now I'm sitting kind of straight and high, and I have to admit my back doesn't hurt. It's actually comfortable. The only thing is hands are pretty high. Right, let me see if I can try to show you that my arm is, well, officially it's on the phone. You might see it straight. It's just a touch, my shoulder is just a touch higher than the bar. So yeah, it's kind of straight. So straight arm kind of thing. But apart from that, it's sitting position. I bought these bars specifically for a long distance and just going around. But for how should I put it? Bought these bars for comfort in my back, lower back, and the posture. So if I sit straight, even though on the motorway I might, if I, sitting straight, you get a bit of wind pressure. But if I sit straight and I have a fairing, the windshield at the front, I'm not going to get as much wind pressure, right? So the bars themselves keep my back straight, posture straight, good, and all that. And I don't know, am I just overreacting, or I'm loving these bars so far, yeah. So far I like it, but it's not finished. This is the thing. Another guy, I'm not going to say who on a video, but there's a guy in a club of the same bikes, VN900s. He's got a 14-inch. This is 12-inch. So he's got slightly different one, but nevertheless 14-inch. I'm not sure what risers he's got. This is barely anything, like a 1-inch risers, and mine is 12-inch. 1-inch there, 12-inch here, so it's about 13 maybe, I suppose I can say. But the other thing is that the guy from the club, he's got 14-inch bars, and the rise is probably a 1-inch, so it's sitting probably even higher than this, right? I think that's going to be too much. But then again, if you're building a show bike, it's different. If you're building normal everyday bike, it's different. The lights is going out, my battery is going out. So till next time, see you guys. For now, this is what it is, ladies and gents. Thank you very much for watching my little things, my channel. Appreciate that. Take care.